This is lesson 12. Welcome to day 13 of reviewing the book by Femi Otedola, Making It Big. And it's been an awesome journey with you. What is lesson 12? Lesson 12 is list your company and watch your loans. Now, not every company can be listed, of course. Your company has to come to a point of altitude, a very, very big level for it to be listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. But there's something funny about this story where he began to share it. He said he had very cold feet when he wanted to list his company. Why? Because having your company listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange would involve your company being a public limited company, which takes away the sole ownership from you. And you remember that he has done business for more than a decade as a lone wolf, giving command without consulting anybody, changing the price whenever he wants, just to make ends meet and just to increase and scale up the company. But this time around, having it listed would warrant that he would play strictly by the rules. You get people involved. You have to have board of trustees, board of directors, which is sometimes usually influenced by the Nigerian authorities and so on and so forth. In a particular page, he mentioned that when the MD of First Bank asked him, "You are running this company alone and you're making this kind of massive income," the man was shocked because it's easier to beat some certain rules. It's easier to break some rules when you are alone. But when you are a company listed, when you become a public limited company, everything must play by the rules. That's where structure comes in play. But one of the things that is very essential in this lesson is that when you get to that point where you can have your company listed, it makes your company live longer because you are not just operating with your senses alone. You are operating with the senses of experts. You are operating with the senses of professionals in different fields. So it gives you a more broader perspective. It gives you a more broader reach, and it gives your company longevity. In this lesson, it may not apply to so many small businesses like it should, but it applies to bigger businesses. So the lesson here is that when your company gets so big, right, you are now having tons and tons of staff, making so much in revenue, a lot of things. You should start looking forward to listing your company. The second thing is to watch your loans. He rightly said in this book that no company can thrive at a particular level without loans. I think I agree with it because I made a video some years ago that you are not the only one owing, that a lot of persons are owing, but the most important thing is that the business is running. So he advises that you watch the kind of loans that you take, find a way to pay them back, or be very circumspect when it comes to loan if you don't want to take yourself back to the village. So watching your loans is very essential. But at this point now, I think we can refer this to also small businesses too. If you are in a small scale business and you are taking a loan from a bank, you are taking a loan from an individual, you must watch the loans you are taking so that you don't take something beyond you and you don't put yourself in a tight position. One of the things he advises in this book is about loans is that some persons, when they take loans and start making profit in the business, sometimes they forget that the profit they are making is not yet their money, because it's supposed to be used to service the loans they took. But sometimes this wisdom is very scarce because you take a loan of 10 million, for instance, and your business starts making a profit of 200k, 300k, and you start living the life, start, being extravagant and so on and so forth, and you forget that you took a loan. It's no one that forgets that he took a loan without having a practical plan to pay back goes home with a wonderful story. It's always tragic. And he rightly mentioned that his father was always advising him, he who goes a borrowing goes a sorrowing. So in this lesson, we learn that taking loans must be done with some level of precaution, and as much as your company grows, it gets to a point whereby you start thinking about listing your company on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Thank you so much for joining us in day 13. I look forward to see you tomorrow in day 14.